So in today's news, the sequel to the Tomb Raider reboot is now Xbox One exclusive. Or just Xbox exclusive, I don't know about the wording. Well, this sucks. Everybody's panicking, or at least really angry, but I'm not, and here's why. Dead Rising 3, Rise Son of Rome, they were all exclusives to the Xbone at one point, but then they all came to PC, so it's not coming to PS4, absolutely. I see no chance in hell that will happen. Sorry, PS4 fans. I don't own a PS4, but I do have a PlayStation 3, and I love my backwards compatibility for all the good it's done for me. But you know what I'll do? I'll throw you guys a bone and read their statement, the one that they just published for this convention. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they just made a recent statement. As you may have seen, we've just announced Rise of the Tomb Raider coming today, holiday 2015. I was gonna say today, bleh. Exclusively on Xbox. We consider all of you to be the lifeblood of Tomb Raider and the work we do at Crystal. I'd like to give you some insight into this decision and why we feel this is the very best thing for Tomb Raider and the sequel that we are creating at the studio. Today's announcement with Microsoft is one step to help us put Tomb Raider on top of action-adventure gaming. Our friends at Microsoft have always seen unique potential, huge potential, in Tomb Raider and have believed in our vision since our first unveil with them on their stage at E3 2011. We know they will get behind this game more than any support we have had for them in the past. We believe this will be a step to really forging the Tomb Raider brand as one of the biggest in gaming with the help, belief, and backing of a major partner like Microsoft. Oh shit! That doesn't mean that we're walking away from our fans who only play on PlayStation and PC. Those are great systems with great partners and amazing communities. We have Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris coming to those platforms this December, and Tomb Raider, the Definitive Edition, is available on PS4. Okay, first of all, I'm thrilled that old Lara gets some love on the Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris. I will be picking that up. I'm downloading it on my PC, but right now my PC has some problems, and that's really going through that. Supporting it for much longer is not going to be able to save it. I have to get a new computer to be able to play all these games, and I've been saving up my money to the best of my ability to get a job. And I stand behind Richard Review Tech USA when he called the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition Fraud Edition. There already was a Definitive Edition. It was called the Game of the Year Edition, and it was out for PC. And I believe the other consoles, but you know what? Don't quote me on that. I didn't invest enough research into looking at that. So, yeah, fuck me if I'm wrong. Okay, the last part of the statement concludes, we know that there are probably many more questions and concerns. Please do send them to us and we'll answer to the best of our ability. Meanwhile, we're going all out to try and make something truly special. The most ambitious Tomb Raider game ever built. Fuck you! Alright, fuck you, the most ambitious Tomb Raider game, and you want the majority of your fan base to miss out. Because this is only a third, the way I see it. PlayStation 4, PC, and Microsoft fans. And you know about Microsoft these days, they are too lazy to make their own games. All they have is Halo and Gears of War. I mean, that image was overshadowed by the fact that they had bought out so many games that didn't really have a home anywhere at first. Well, they probably did, but Microsoft gave them more money. That's the only possible conclusion I can come to, that anyone could. Microsoft paid off the developers as usual instead of making their own games. At least Sony and Nintendo have their own material. At least they come up with products. What is Microsoft doing other than trying to steal someone else's work and call it theirs? Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to link you guys to a change.org petition that describes rescinding the arrangement to publish Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, exclusively on Xbox One. Okay, I got to learn to get that title right. Rise of the Tomb Raider. Sorry. Man, I am not having a good day. I mean, this combined with the recent Robin Williams tragedy. Ugh. I can't believe I just got out of bed and I read this news. This is not a good way to start off a morning. But hey, there's at least one bright side I can think of to this. PC gaming. Hopefully. And who knows, if the Xbox One's sales are not so good, they're likely to port it over. So, the reality of things is that there's always a possibility. I don't believe that this is going to be solely Xbox One exclusive. I don't believe this is going to be limited to just the Xbox One. Maybe the Xbox 360 will pick this game up. Maybe it'll be a game for last gen and current gen consoles too. You know what I mean? Okay. Well, that's enough of my ramblings. This has been a great 5 minutes with you guys. But still, the fuck. The fucking flying fuck. Oh, and the convention was Gamescom. You know what else I can do before I go? I can read some comments from fans that show how upsetting the news is to them. And I will read one. Read by, let me see, by the forum on computersandvideogames.com. Absolutely disgusted by the news. I feel physically sick that Crystal Dynamics would do this to a vast amount of Tomb Raider fans. For them to try and appease us with a Temple of Osiris is frankly an insult. It's a sad day that they have said that they want it to be the best Tomb Raider game it can be. Why make a game like that and keep it to one console? You might make a great game, but you're denying people to play it. Buying an Xbox One just for one game is ridiculous to do. And this Tomb Raider and Lara Croft fan, established 1996, is saddened that as of December of this year, the relationship with Lara Croft will come to an end because of the greed and stupidity of these companies. Let's see who else. Okay, read by GTZ0. Seems like an absolute baffling business decision to do for both parties involved. For Square Enix, they've got to deal with the likelihood of lesser sales and the sudden hostility of a larger portion of the fan base. Remember how Square said they were disappointed by the sales of the first one? How's that number going to look compared to a title releasing for one console? For Microsoft, they surely must be aware that it isn't the 1990s anymore, and the new Tomb Raider isn't going to help shift consoles the way it used to. If Titanfall could not put Xbone on top, this certainly won't. Okay guys, one more comment, I believe that's fair. From Squall 5005. It'll be interesting to see what their sales targets will be. The first game sold 3.5 million units at launch across 3 platforms and still wasn't enough to meet sales expectations. There's only about 6 million Xbox Ones in homes at the moment. Considering that there are currently 9 million PS4 owners and a gazillion PC owners, Microsoft must have thrown a real big bag of cash at Crystal Dynamics to get this exclusivity deal. I guess Square Enix are loyal to the dollar and not their fans. Or it could just be a timed exclusive. Spencer doesn't seem very cagey about this issue, and I think he means Phil Spencer, the guy who's currently in charge of Microsoft's Xbox division. It's possible that as part of the deal, Crystal Dynamics are not allowed to mention any other possible future releases in an attempt to try and make the Xbox One seem like a more appealing investment. Then 6 months down the line, bam! The PC and PS4 versions are announced but in 1080p. After all, Dead Rising 3 and Rise were both Xbox exclusives, but then PC versions magically popped up out of the blue after the games did their job on the Xbox One. This could be Microsoft's strategy. Release their games on their console first and increase the install base, then let the PC gamers have them after the console market is done with them. Pretty much what I've been saying. And this whole Tomb Raider ordeal could be their way of involving third-party studios as well. Or I could be talking a load of BS. Pretty much what I've been saying. Okay guys, I am out.